Oklahoma, home of the University of Oklahoma, although they don't teach any of the things that I'm going to talk to you about. Um, Looks like we're coming through on all the channels: Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. It is 7 minutes till 3 p.m. here in Central Standard Time in the middle of the United States. It's exactly where I'm at. Middle of the United States, 21 miles south uh, of, um, of Oklahoma City. Commies never prosper and want to steal from those that do. Who are the commies you're talking about? I'm talking about in the Puritan work ethic, and I'm talking about Occupy the Need Act, create all the free money we need for everything that we need. APM. Uh, uh, do you know anything about the creation of money? Do you know how it's done? I'm waiting. I guess not. Well, probably very few people do, so don't feel bad about that. Uh, the now the commercial banks create all the money that we have in the economy, even the money that the Federal Reserve says it's creating. It's the Federal Reserve system, and all that money is borrowed money. All money is debt now. The Need Act changes that. The Need Act makes all money as an asset. Wouldn't you rather have an asset than a debt? Come on. What do you want, asset or debt? I think most people, given that choice, are going to take an asset, and uh, and that's exactly what the Need Act does. The Need Act creates the money, just like the 13 colonies did when they created their money, and the Continentals, uh, just about like we're doing, and uh, so that we can end poverty, we can provide health care for everyone, we can provide housing for everyone, transportation for everyone, and a universal basic income of, hi there, Lucia, glad to see you. Looks like I'm getting all connected here on HAPS. HAPS has been a little, it's been a little bit of a learning curve figuring out this program, how to do it. And I'm talking about the NEAT Act and about that really the basic thing that we need to do before we do the NEAT Act, we need to end uh, the Puritan work ethic. Puritan work ethic has sent uh, citizens of the United States across the North American continent and then around the world, murdering people that do not agree with our work ethic. And we think, well, the work ethic has created this prosperity. Maybe not. Uh, uh, the, the Benjamin Franklin went to England before the war, and they questioned him, well, what do you do about building poorhouses? And he said, well, if you build poorhouses, you need poor, and we don't have any poor. We create our own money, and it's spent on the things that we need into the economy. There's full employment. Uh, we don't have any poor. And that's the same thing that we'll do with the NEAT Act. We won't have any poor. And one of the things that the NEAT Act's going to do, it's going to make possible uh, what the hippies were wanting. Uh, Hippies couldn't get what they needed because they had no way of having income. Uh, they were dirty, they were poor, they were living on the street, uh, and we can end all of that, but not end the hippies. And we can give everyone $50,000 a year uh, uh, basic income. Yeah, 50 universal basic income, 50 grand per year which is, that might seem ridiculous now, but no, it's not. Since 1968, when they changed how uh, they figured the minimum wage from increase in productivity to whatever that they use now. Um, uh, uh, if we'd stuck with uh, using getting a basic income or minimum wage since 1968, what using increase in productivity, our minimum wage would be 50 grand a year, which is what is now called a living wage. And we can do that. We can do that in Santo Domingo. We don't have to build steel mills everywhere. We don't have to recreate the United States and Germany. Uh, we can modify our monetary systems and create income for everyone. So the NEAT Act is actually a piece of legislation introduced by former Congressman Dennis Kucinich, H.R. 2990 of the 112th Congress. Look it up. Uh, H.R. 2990 of the 112th Congress. I'll put it in the information. I'll put that HR 2990 in the information on my YouTube page. So yeah, go to my YouTube page. That's really probably the best place to see me. So okay, you're on the HAPS team, Lucille. I see that. So we got somebody here, APM. He thinks all commies are bipolar. Well, we're not talking about communism, but we're talking about being able to achieve the things that the communists were wanting to achieve, and where people will have the ability to speak up for their jobs and have a voice in the employment situation where they're at, because they'll have an independent income, and if the boss doesn't want to listen to them, uh, guess what? They can just say goodbye. I'll see you. I'm going to go fishing and think about these things, and they'll have the money to do that. All you have to do is be able to live within $50,000 a year, and if you're married, that's 100 grand a year. So that's pretty good income, I think. I think you can support children on that and do the things that you need to do. And okay, the NEAT Act does three things: nationalizes the Federal Reserve. That's the first thing. Now, nationalizes, that word scares the hell out of people. Well, we're actually just going to buy the stock in the Federal Reserve System back from the people that own it. And JP Morgan Chase owns almost 50% of the stock in the Federal Reserve System. So we're going to pay Jamie Dimon, and he's going to go become an honest man. And probably wouldn't like that. That'd be too boring. And, so then we end fractional reserve banking, which actually doesn't exist anyway. If you've had economics 101, you see that the bank has to have 10% reserve. Well, when the bank creates a loan, they create the reserve. It might not be in that bank, but it's in the banking system. So if they need reserves that night, they can go borrow it. It's there. So uh, now they're going to have to be making loans that we, the people, like. Uh, but there's a problem. We're going to have to change who we, the people, are. Uh, we've been Puritans in the United States and America and North America since we landed on the Mayflower, and that has turned us into a dangerous country. It's turned us into murderers around the world and across North America. We've tried to move too damn fast. because the bankers need fast. They need that income today. Well, we're going to slow that shit down, and with the Need Act, and and we're going to have better lives because we're going to be able to have part in who our lives are. We won't be able to be held to ransom by people. We'll be able to be ourselves and vote the way we want to and promote what we want to. And it needs to be not uh, anything that's connected with the Puritans. They started right off by going from Salem over to Marymount and destroying a community where they were dancing and fucking and having music and prosperity. The Puritans couldn't stand that. People were having a good time. We're going to be able to make it where we can have a good time and have the income that we need, and the health care, and the transportation, and the housing, and the education and universities that we control, not the bankers. Whoever creates money controls a nation. And right now, that's the bankers. Let's make it us, and let's make us into people that are not Puritans, and we can create good lives for everyone. We won't have to murder and kill and rape and pillage around the world and across America, and rape and pillage uh, your neighbors, because that's what you're doing, you Puritans. And so, okay, so we nationalize the Federal Reserve, we end fractional reserve banking, and then what do? We spend money into the economy for the things that we want. Infrastructure, yeah. How about 200-mile-an-hour trains going everywhere to every city? We can do that. The only thing that limits us is their ability to produce, not money. We can get the money free. It's not tax. Doesn't come from taxes in the Need Act. It doesn't come from borrowing money. It comes from creating money. So let's learn about that. Needact.org is another place to go. Monetary.org is another place to go. And right here with William George, that's a place to go to learn about money creation. So I'm going to stop now. We're a little past 13 minutes, and I think that's good enough for us. And do be thinking about these things. Do be trying to understand uh, what I'm talking about. And if you have any questions, you can contact me. And and a book that you need to get to read is The Lost Science of Money. It's the most comprehensive history of money that's been written. And another book you need to get is the A Renegade History of the United States by Thaddeus Russell. And that's where you will begin to learn about the evils of the Puritans and what the hell they've done to us and what the missions that they've sent us on around the world. Hell, Jefferson, a man of the people, that fucker created the Marines. He sent them to Tripoli, put them on wooden boats all the way halfway around the world. What the hell danger was the people in Tripoli to us? Yeah, they were attacking our shipping, but what the hell were we doing in their waters? So, okay, let's stop talking about this. There's lots of stories to tell. There's lots of good information here. So, if you want to know about money, come to William George. That's me. I'll tell you about money. Been studying it since Occupy Wall Street when we scared the hell out of the bankers. Take care. Bye now. See you soon.